Hey guys, welcome to this edition of Easy Street Garage. We are here at Mount Orab Ford, and look what we got behind us. We're going to get a first-hand look at this GT500, and it's available. So if you're looking for a GT500, I'll give you some contact information, and you can drive this thing home. Talk about the specs on this thing, guys. As I said before, Twister Orange is your color, and it absolutely looks spectacular. 500. Has the performance handling package, so you're going to get the wickers on the water line of the front end. We'll take a look at that. You're going to get some of the other, aero basically on the car. And what is really cool, we'll take another closer look at it, and is that you get the gurney flap on the spoiler of this thing. Now, this thing has not been washed yet, guys. But still, I got to tell you, absolutely beautiful. This does have the gurney flap already installed on here. This thing looks absolutely beautiful on here. We're going to take a walk around, let you get a side view of the gurney flap. This thing is still being prepped, guys, so you can come pick this thing up. Right down here on the floor is the front spoiler, the splitter. That's got to go on yet. We'll take a look on the inside in just a minute. We'll also pop the hood, but this car comes obviously equipped with the 6-piston Brimbos, just like the GT350, and the only difference is that there is not the cross drilled and slotted rotors. The wickers have yet to be added to this thing, but the wickers actually flow air over the tire down onto that splitter out the back. Fits real well with the water line of this car. Of course, the GT500s are equipped with the quick latch setup, but you can see here that they're Frenched in on the GT500. That looks good. And then here is that amazing heat extractor that's on the GT500. And we're going to take a look at that thing under the hood, but you can remove that. If you're going to the track, the idea is completely remove the heat extractor, and then it gives you full heat out on that supercharger that's in there. So I want you to take a look at the inside of this thing, because these seats, my first reaction when I saw these seats, back at Woodward Dream Cruise, you saw we posted a up close and personal video on the GT500. Okay guys, we're going to take a look at the inside of the GT500. As I told you before, my first reaction when I saw these seats, I was a bit horrified. But I have actually now fallen in love with the seats. I think that they actually follow the line of that Cobra as it's in attack mode. So you see the Cobra on the seat, the Recaro. I love this way this thing looks and comes together. Of course, the Alcantara inserts on this thing, and then the exposed carbon fiber up on the dash really stands out. Okay guys, there it is, the Shelby Cobra on the floor. As soon as you open up the doors, you get that You get the snake on the ground, and that is just really a cool piece of the puzzle right there. I'm loving that. Okay, there's the exposed carbon fiber. We talked about that. But you know, like everyone in the industry is talking about, all the car guys are talking about, and that is this. Where do I put my arm? What do I do? And so there you go. You got the knob. As often, I'm not a fan of things when they change, but you know what? This car, an automatic, man, it's an amazing machine, and this I don't mind. I finally have come to my senses and thought, you know what? This car is a whole lot smarter than I am, and I could probably drive this thing pretty quick, and it knows when to shift. Now, if you want to shift on your own, you want to shift on the fly, guys, the paddles are here. You got the paddles on each side, so obviously you guys know about those. We got our white stripe up here on the top to let us know where and what position the car is in on the track. But this is kind of cool. I do like the fact that you have the paddle shifters. And by the way, if you pull both of these paddles in together, it puts the car in neutral, so you still get a little bit of that blip out of the throttle when you choose to do it. So what a cool deal, man. I'm loving this thing. Gee whiz, I tell you what, I might even take it home. I don't know. We'll talk more about that here. Okay guys, what do you think about the front end? You know, at first look, the front end of this car looks and appears to be a lot larger and a little bit more forward than the GT350, but that snake is menacing. Put that in your rearview mirror and you know to get out of the way. This hood, compared to my GT350, this hood's heavy. And I would have to think that a lot of it is the infrastructure of the heat extractor here. That thing might be a little bit weighty, if you would, but look at that massive hood strut that's sitting in the middle of this hood. That's kind of cool. You know, you don't have the hood prop here like us GT350 guys do. However, keep in mind that this heat extractor comes, you got a pan on here that comes off to allow this thing to breathe a little bit more, but you can also remove this heat extractor and get full exposure to that supercharger. And when this thing is going down the road, you see the supercharger with the snake on the front, get out of the way, because this thing's gonna eat you up. Okay, here we are. Hey, I gotta hand it to the designers at Ford, because the presence of this supercharger is absolutely awesome. I mean, look at the snake. You've got the engine builders here, and then the strut tower support coming across there. It really, the presentation looks absolutely amazing to me. We do have a little bit of difference from the GT350, and that is the 500 has an enclosed, not an open air intake. The plenum comes out here to the front. You know that thing's taking in a lot of air. And so this basically eliminates sucking in some of that hot air that might be present underneath this hood. Four-inch quad tips on this GT500. I mean, look, I could, yeah, okay, I don't have big hands, but you could put an apple in. Okay guys, hey, thank you for tuning in to this edition of Easy Street Garage here at Mount Orab Ford in Mount Orab, Ohio. I will put some contact information down below. You want to reach out, you want to drive this thing home tomorrow, it's available. And I will also tell you that this thing in Twister Orange is absolutely insane. I love the color. The vinyl stripes look great on it. And boy, this thing is just so super cool. Wish I could drive it home myself. However, maybe we'll talk more about that later on. And the reason you're gonna know is if you look down below, toggle the bell for notifications, and don't forget, right over here in the corner, subscribe to Easy Street Garage. Until next time, we'll see you soon.